Hello, everyone, and welcome. Oh, the shocked face on Bronze was amazing. I don't know what.
Screwed.
Well, no one heard that either, so we're lucky. Welcome, everyone. How's it going?
Hello, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Hello.
It's so nice to be back with all of you. I miss you all every week. It's so exciting.
I missed you guys so much. This is nice.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. Hello.
Last week we had to put up with Eric just, lay on handsing people, bringing them back from the brink of death. It was terrible.
Yeah.
We still died.
We
still died.
Everybody.
Yeah.
All of his deep D&D knowledge.
There was a little bit of lay on hands cheese. It was good. Oh. So last episode on Law and Order D&D, we had a debate regarding whether or not a paladin can inflict a smite via a thrown melee weapon. And the official errata answer from Chris Crawford et al. Is that no, you must be making a melee attack with a weapon in order to deliver a smite. So I let y'all get away with some good things last week. But
listen, it's not our fault you don't know how to do your job, okay?
Jeez.
She didn't mean it. Please don't leave us.
Right?
We can play without you. Let's go. All right,
I love
Steven?
when it's tripled now at this point.
This is why I drink.
I love Brits.
You had one job. You are the arbitrator of the rules, and you didn't do it.
I love getting into rules lawyer arguments.
You're my favorite exotic European man.
All right, wait. Now I need a ranking of how many other exotic European
You're the
men
only one. You're the only one.
Okay. You. There is no other. Killian Murphy.
Wow. What? Wait, whoa. I'm sorry, Bronze, you're wrong. I hate to say this to you.
Okay, I was
Cillian
being nice.
Murphy is obviously at the top.
Okay, he's Scottish, so
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is it Cillian?
So I was being nice. It's actually Cillian Murphy and then you.
What?
But
okay, good.
It's not Cillian Murphy, a name that makes no sense. Cillian?
Chilean. It's like
Cillian Murphy.
Latinate C. Cillian Murphy.
Cillian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like Cillian. That's fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just want to rewind. The minute Bronze called you out, everyone had a different reaction. Britt was to immediately beg you to stay. Jeff's was immediately to be like, right? And then
That's not how I view myself.
But it was amazing to watch everyone just be like immediately go to who they truly were deep inside. And I just want to say it was great. It was great.
When we get surprised, we return to the core of the heart of our hearts. It's true.
Panic is mine. That's in the heart of my heart. It's mass panic. Yeah, that sounds right.
I can't fix it. I look so much brighter in my viewfinder than what I look on camera. I can't fix it.
The best way to tell is when you do the old Jesse trick, when you put your hand up and your camera reverts to what you actually look like, and then you go away, and then you become red.
Holy shit, you did that.
Yeah. Who?
So good. Here I am.
I'm a ghost.
Yeah. It's terrifying. I look like I have blood pumping through me, and
change a little bit.
The undead. Blood?
Yeah.
The undead. Blood?
Yeah.
The undead. Yeah.
Careful with those hand gestures, man. I'll get banned.
You have to dishoom the camera. Chat's right. You have to just dishoom.
No. That just made me look grainy and cool. I like that.
You know there are features in here as well that you can do to upgrade your image. Like, look at me. I'm in San Francisco.
What?
Hey, look at me. I'm in a field of grass. Oh, this is I am the god of your dreams.
Enable HD.
I see through space and time.
Oh, choose a virtual
Oh,
background.
that's all I've got, but now I can go 90 degrees.
Terrifying.
So
Guys, that's horrifying.
that's what I can do. That's cool.
Oh my god.
How are you doing this?
Wait, what? I am he who was old when this world was young.
This one looks
I'm getting motion sick looking at my camera.
Why is there like
That's
that?
much better.
Where my head is, it looked like there's like an X on my forehead, like fucking.
No, that's just shine. That's just head shine.
That's
All
like-
head shine.
It's
Charlie
just forehead
Manson.
sweat. Humans look strange
No, it is
upside
shiny.
down.
This light in here is very bright.
I like how
Also,
you have
my
to
face is
slowly
bright.
reorient yourself like 90, 90,
There's
90.
literally only one button. It's just rotate 90 degrees.
Meanwhile, as we were all goofing, again, Jeff. I love his amused smirk. I love you. Your amused smirk brings me life. You're just like, these goofballs. I'm going to go look at Warhammer porn.
Stroke that bolter.
Yep. All right. Well, we're back for another exciting episode. I'm going to hand it over to the boss, and we're going to get this thing started because hopefully we'll actually do something that doesn't involve us dying this time.
All right. So, quickly, y'all died last time, and then you set out on a new adventure back into the city of Ire. And as a consequence, Britt, who has now returned from the land of the living dead, you get to define what spells you have memorized or have prepared on your venture out into the wild. So, look at your character sheet, return your hit points back to maximum, do your hit dice and everything. See if you want to swap any spells in and out or anything like that.
Can I ask you guys, based on what you experienced last time, are there any specific abilities that you would like me to try and
So last time what we experienced was the same fight over and over and over. We kept battling that dumb Candleman. And then
Candleman.
And then he ran away. He managed to escape.
I saw that.
And then the only things that we didn't explore the weird runes. So if you have like a rune reading ability, that'd be great. Whatever language that was involved with the weird chanting and the summoning of dark beasties.
What language is that? You guys find out?
You heard some of it, right, Britt? Because you were there for some of that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hang on, let me look at your character.
What we know for sure is that it wasn't common, elvish, draconic, infernal.
Right.
It wasn't any of those because we have all those.
Yeah. All right.
And I assume bronze might have other ones like void speech or so. I have no idea. But it wasn't anything that we know.
It's deep speech.
I'm sorry, deep speech.
It's not void speech, actually.
Yeah. So if you could just not assume and be.
I can't.
Don't be speechless.
You're othering me.
This is oppression.
I can't. I'm sorry. All I do is assume. I assume. So
yeah,
dumb.
awesome.
So dumb.
So cool. I'll let Britt. I'll let you look up all your spells and figure out what you want to bring. And then in the meantime, Sarek, Bronze, Armoros, would one of the three of you? Sarek, Bronze, Armoros, Sarek, Aya, Armoros. Would one of the three of you fill us in on what else happened last time? Let's just quickly summarize where we're at, what we've been doing, what the objective is. Like, what's the status so far? What do y'all know? You've come out of this Barbican and into this camp, and now you're exploring into a town called Servitude. What's the deal here?
Okay. So last time we were in town, we did some axing around, and we got a lead on there potentially being a crafter, I think, in the armory. And, to preface that, I should say, we got our shit handed to us by a giant centipede man.
Flesh centipede. It was great.
Flesh centipede man snake.
Yeah, with like 800 arms and a weapon and every arm. I don't know, an upside down face, something out of like Inuyasha or whatever the fuck Steven watches, because I don't know where he comes up with this shit.
It's kind of it's actually a little Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think, was like the inspiration for this one primarily.
Okay.
Whatever anime bullshit.
Yeah. And it fucked on
super
us.
weeb.
Yeah. It basically took a dump on our chests, and
whoa, I wasn't there for that scene. Is that when did that happen?
Mm-hmm. And then we made our way back, crawling to saloon. At this point, we were all kind of fed up. Our characters, I should clarify, and I think it was it Armoros? No, it was Sarek. Sarek went to saloon and said, how the hell are we supposed to fight gods and all this if you're like, when all we have is like these paltry shitty weapons. And saloon said that there was a forge and that if we could find a crafter as well as rare materials, that she could help us acquire better gear so that we could kill this god, this half-formed god. So with that knowledge, we went back to the town and inquired as to whether one might procure a crafter. And we were sort of pointed in the direction of the armory, but there's a lot between us and the armory, because Kairos told us that there is like a funeral procession off to one side of this like courtyard we're in, and there's like a flock of ravens, and they're covering like a hoard of treasures and jewels. And we also haven't fully searched that room with Crazy Candleman in it, because there was recesses with artifacts there, and some of those might be the key to killing this creature as well, which might be why he's like defending them.
Guarding them, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You also haven't actually fully explored the Patrician's house.
Oh, right, because we only went upstairs and then downstairs.
You've been downstairs and upstairs, and you haven't. Yeah, been
because there was the water weird, and then behind it there was a door that we never went through.
Yep.
We also met a new character, right?
What's that?
We also met a new character in town that was like.
You met Kelsey. He was the servant of the Patrician.
There was Kelsey, but then there was the person that we met who was under the wagon. I just can't remember.
This dwarf woman with the long gray hair and the big gray beard who refused to speak to you.
Yeah.
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 What was it that made you try to talk to her?
Boobs.
She looked cool.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Fair.
Are you having an old fashioned?
No. Jess, what's the name of this drink?
It's a gin Campari old fashioned.
It's a gin Campari old fashioned.
So yes, you
So
are.
yes, you
I
lied.
am having an old. I lied.
Just like when you throw a spear, it's throwing a melee weapon of which
Exactly.
right off of.
Unreliable
it's-
narrator.
We should go into law together, Jeff.
Yes.
It's like the
Especially-
squares rectangles thing, but
Dun, 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 dun.
If we have to battle the Stevens of the world, I think it should be quite easy.
So some old fashions are also made of gin, but not all gins are made
Are
of.
you driving a beetle? No, it's a mini beetle with a convertible top.
Got him.
Pum pum.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. So,
Bronze, what were you going to say about the key? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, yeah. Last time we were down there, Britt found a key. Did she not?
yes. So what happened was every time you come down this street, there's this dude on the upper banister who throws this chest of dresser drawers out into the street. He's shouting something about a scepter that's not here, and he's very angry. And the first time that y'all came down here, y'all searched the dresser drawers, and Bronze found an iron key in the chest of dresser drawers. And you haven't found what it goes to yet, but it came from this chest of dresser drawers, which came flying out of the Patrician's bedroom.
And if I remember correctly, we didn't have it last week because Ankara took it with her when she vanished.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
So we finished off the end of last episode. Oh man, the fight against those guards was just like everybody whiffing for like 5 rounds straight, just everybody missing every attack. You finally put them down, headed on down the street, down this what's the name of the avenue? Let's see. Yes, down the Holy Approach until you reach the Marketplace of the Sun. And to remind you of what this place looks like, there's in the center of this like town square type area, there's a step well that leads down to presumably where there is water down below that can be gathered for the town. You know, people need water for washing or drinking, etc. Around the outside of this town square, there's like market stalls set up. So like some of them have like, you know, fruits and vegetables and like cuts of dried meat and like jugs of wine and stuff. And lots of it is like has been smashed or destroyed or is rotted, or, you know, it's obviously been abandoned for a while in some great haste. You all are well aware that a war was fought here recently, and then whatever magical effect occurred to create the phenomenon that separates the Palace of Ire from the rest of the city happened. So, you know, things have been left in a state of disarray. However, there are a number of valuables that appear to have been abandoned at each of these stalls. You see the glimmer of coins. You see valuable objects just sort of resting behind in the stall areas or lying on the ground, things like that. There's ravens everywhere. There's like 200 ravens, right? This entire town square is just like coated in black ravens. Their jewel dark eyes glittering at you.
And shit. I'm assuming shit.
Yeah, there's bird poop everywhere. There is, across the way from where you entered, sitting on top of a stall with red and yellow striped awning covering it, there is a white raven with golden eyes that cocks its head and looks at you and says, "Quark?" From off, a distance off to the right, you hear faintly a liturgy of prayer being intoned. It's a little too hard to make out the words, like it's quite far away. The wind is sort of drifting a chanting melodic voice in your direction. And that's from off to the right, where there's an avenue that winds downhill, curving around to the left. It's very obviously a much poorer section of town. But far down the hill, you can see in the center of the street, there's a high column, atop of which sits a stone statue of a human figure. To the left of this marketplace, there's a high spiked wrought iron gate with a heavy padlock in the center, and then sort of a gentle pastoral path that continues down, winding its way among large, like overgrown trees and a grassy meadow off in that direction. Beyond the rooftops in front of you, you can see a bell tower poking up in the distance above the rooftops of the town. So, Kairos, of course, disappears, vanishing up into the heavens in a collection of golden strands, and then blue strands descend down, and Kara appears amidst all of you.
This is perfect timing, because we were just talking about her. We were.
What are you saying?
It's
because
true.
we were all talking, like, I'll do this in character. As Ankara appears, I was going to be like, "Speak of the devil." This is exactly what we needed. Ankara, you're back. Okay, we need you to turn into a bird and go talk to the other birds.
That's our plan.
That was our plan.
Yes.
It's like the gods have spoken.
I don't know where I went, but when I woke up, I looked down and I had involuntarily turned into a dog. Someone was giving me treats and trying to teach me tricks. It was really fun, but I'm really glad to be back. I can't fly yet.
Can you transform into an earthbound bird?
I mean, yeah, if you want me to like turn into a penguin, I can like walk myself over there, waddle on over.
Do penguins and whatever those are, do all birds talk? I don't know the bird rules.
I mean, yeah, unless Steven says they can't. I think so.
Such a bad idea. I don't want to see a penguin get pecked to death.
I kind of do. I kind of do.
Oh, they're cute and pudgy, and I don't want to see it die.
Kara, you know a lot about nature, so give me a nature test. Roll a nature check for me, please.
Yeah, and I do have speak with animals, so that's positive.
Classic.
Nature.
Book. Did you roll it? You totally did. I'm not even looking. Wow, 8. You don't really know if turning into a penguin or an ostrich would let you talk with ravens. Like, sometimes ravens do speak language.
Can I turn into a walking raven?
But you don't really know. I don't think you can, unfortunately. I think ravens are naturally imbued with a fly speed. So
Okay, well then, should I just try it, guys? How far away are they?
Can't you turn into something more large and threatening, like an ostrich?
Or an emu.
I could be an emu.
So that if you need to defend yourself, you can not be a chubby, adorable penguin.
Well, if I need to defend myself, I can turn into something else.
Right.
But yeah, I was just thinking it might be better to not be threatening when I walk over.
Yes,
penguin it is then.
A delightful penguin.
All right.
Or a blue-footed booby.
Aww. All right, I pop into a penguin and I start waddling over to the raven.
Awesome. Cool.
And I wave at my
I pop into a penguin.
Is there like an audible?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then I'm like, those little penguins on Adventure Time.
I would like to sketch all of this. I sketch all this down. Penguin, the whole thing. I'm just watching it happen.
I slowly start.
Gunther, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, so you waddle over to where the ravens are, and okay, hang on. Let me describe a little more detail what the things that you see around you. It's going to be interesting to let you choose where the hell you're going. So there's a couple of ravens perched at the surface of this step well, at the top of the stairs leading down to the well. And then there's a bunch of ravens off to the right, where you see there's a tin with gold in it, gold coins, and then a carved wooden staff leaning up against the fruit stall. And in the tin, there's also a polished stone statuette that looks like it's of a cat. Versus if you look off to the left, there's a charcuterie stand, cured meats and stuff. And there's a leather belt set with malachite and an iron circlet sort of hanging on a hook over behind this charcuterie stand. Which one of these ones do you approach?
Let's go to the fruit stand.
Awesome. Yeah. So you waddle over to the fruit stand and immediately if 30 ravens sort of flock over in front of the stand and stand there looking at you, just quacking at you in various tones. Quack, 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 quack. What do you do?
I'm gonna cast, I guess, speak with animals.
Can you cast spells in your beast form?
Maybe not. That's a good question. Let's see.
Can we say that she cast it before she turned into a penguin? That was the point of what
we were doing.
Yeah, if you want to have cast it before you move over,
sorry,
that sounds totally okay.
So I cast it, and basically that is you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for 10 minutes. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence. Ravens are smart, but at least, at minimum, they can give information about nearby locations, monsters, and whatever they perceive or have perceived within the past day. And you might be able to persuade them to perform a small favor for you at the DM's discretion.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. So you cast Speak with Animals, and then you pop into penguin form.
That's the drawing of the penguin that I create. That's what it looks like. Wait, what? Very sassy. That's
neat.
Yeah, very sassy penguin. Yeah.
Hello.
Fantastic. And then what do you say? What do you say to the ravens?
Well, I guess before I walked over there, I look at my group to find out what what do they want me to do?
Does this penguin just turn around and look at us?
I'm before, as I'm waddling away, I stop and then I come back 3 steps. Then I'm like, wah, wah, wah.
Okay. Armros is going to kind of, his head tilts a little bit and he walks over and he kneels down and he's really gentle to put his shield away and his sword. And then he reaches out and he kind of just pets your head down.
Wah.
And then he gets up and he walks back into the group.
And I go, wah, wah.
Armros, I think, needs help figuring, and Kara, we need you to barter with the ravens.
Does it understand things when it's a penguin?
Yeah, that's Ankara, Armoros. Of course it understands things.
I walk
Wouldn't
over
you also
to
have,
Armoros
like-
and use my one little penguin flipper and like hit him on the leg.
His head tilts again. He just kind of looks.
Bronze, don't you also have like telepathic mind speech?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, just use that. I'll walk over to Aya and look at her.
Okay. So I'll speak to her and say, we need you to go barter with the ravens and arrange for us to maybe trade or have access to some of this stuff, or at least examine it and look at it and see if it can be in use in slaying this creature that we need to slay. Because I don't know about you, but there's like 100 ravens here, and I don't think we can take them.
And that thing was Dahaka, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I say it just like that in my mind to you telepathically in penguin.
Yeah. And I'm like, right, like half-formed Dahaka. It was terrible and hideous and fleshy and gross. It had like 80 arms. And we need magical equipment to kill it, as well as the relic keeper. You missed a lot while you were gone doing your dog tricks, but we'll get you caught up to speed.
Okay. All right, here I go. All the rest of
All right.
it is me making penguin noises. And then I waddle over to the ravens at the fruit stand.
Yeah, totally.
And I say, hello?
So you open your mouth to speak and to say hello, and out comes, "Ah!"
Ah! Like that?
Yeah. I actually was looking up whether or not you can speak human language when you're in animal form. And the answer is your ability to form human speech is limited based on the capabilities of whatever animal you're transformed into.
So I verbally communicate with them by sounding like some kind of...
Yeah, you're just shrieking penguin sounds at them.
Okay.
Ah! Like, have you ever watched like a nature documentary where penguins are just like, ah, ah, ah.
All right. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah. God, wait, hang on. Now I need to read what Speak with Animals does. It's like maybe you are with your penguin mouth making penguin language, and because of Speak with Animals, they can understand you, which would be fantastic. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, totally. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. So yes, whatever sounds you make with your penguin mouth, they interpret and hear as audible speech that is comprehensible to ravens. So what do you say?
Well, first I just say, hello, fellow bird friends.
They say, intruder, suspicious.
I'm not suspicious.
Suspicious?
No, I'm a bird too, see?
Not bird. One of them flies up from like the ground to the top, and then he looks down at you and says, see, not bird.
Beak. Wings. I can't fly, but I'm a bird, I promise.
The raven holds out his wing and gestures with the other wing and says, feathers.
Mine are just really small.
He turns around and like wiggles his tail at you, says, tail.
I have a small tail. I'm a water bird.
It like another one of them comes forward. He's got like a white streak on the back of his head. He says, not tail, butt flipper.
Butt flipper? That's racist. These ravens need to be put in their place. Denying this penguin's birdhood?
Birdhood.
I'm listening in because I have telepathic
Yeah,
contact.
totally.
I scrunch down as far as I can go, and then I jump in the air and flap my wings.
Yeah.
See?
Is it more like a plop or like a plurp when you hit the ground again?
It's a little plurp.
Plurp. Okay, cool. Yeah, plurp. Yeah, the ravens are all getting flustered. Like you see their feathers sort of puffing up, and they're like, intruder, suspicious. Why here, intruder? Stealing our shinies.
No stealing at all.
One of them says, stealing? Raven? No, not Raven. but stealing.
No stealing.
Yes, stealing, not
No
raven.
stealing. No. See? And I hold my no touching. No stealing.
No touchy.
No touchy.
What you want?
I was wondering if my friends and I could maybe trade with you. Not steal. Trade?
What is trade?
Gold? You like
Gold? Yes, gold.
Yeah,
Shiny?
shiny.
You give shiny.
We give shiny.
Yes.
You give.
The end.
While this is happening, can I cast my Eldritch Sight to maybe see if any of the iron bands or the malachite belt, if any of those are shining at all, or if anything in the horde is like kind of catching my eye, because then I can feed that info to Ankara and like try to see if she can.
Let me see. Yeah, you are you just like taking a gentle stroll around the square?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance because I don't want to interfere, but I want to be able to. Yeah, I want to like be able to feed her information of like the belt. Ask them for the belt.
Yeah, you go strolling around and you see like a number of gold coins left in various tills and tins and stuff like that. You see the following 5 items: a polished stone statuette of a cat, a carved wooden staff, a leather belt set with malachite, a silk hunter's cap threaded with gold, and an iron circlet. None of those items are magical. However, as you do your round around this area, you see a faint glow of magic from down deep within the well, at the very edge of your magic sight.
And the well's not being protected by the ravens?
No. There's a handful at the edges, but there's like handfuls everywhere. Mostly the ravens are sticking to the stalls around the outside, where all the food is, where all the shiny stuff is. You know, like there's a white raven at the edge of the well, actually. And as you walk over, Aya, to the well, this raven sort of looks up at you and goes, "Quark, shinies?"
I am going to talk to the raven, but before that, I'm going to talk to Mr. Sticky Finger Jones over here, and telepathically, I'm going to tell Sarek, like, I'm going to distract the ravens. There's something valuable in the well. Be quiet and, like, stay unseen.
You wanted me to go down a well?
Is he talking out loud?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Are you telepathicing to him?
Yeah.
Because he can telepathic back to you if you're.
Yeah,
if you're
that's why I'm asking.
No telepathy.
Okay, not doing that.
He literally turns around and is just like, "You want me to go down a well?"
Do I hear this? Am I still?
Yeah, like I want to bounce back over to Ankara.
Then I telepathically hear that, and I tell Aya, how deep is the well? I have a jump spell.
I can throw the penguin in.
No, I touch someone and they have 3 times their jumping ability.
Or the penguin goes in the well.
You're still a penguin, right?
You're a water bird. Oh my
She
god.
is still a penguin.
So he
Yes.
doesn't hear you saying no or anything like that. He just
He hears. Ah!
I'm talking to Aya telepathically right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And Kara understands how telepathy works.
Aya, what if we put the penguin in the well? I'll help.
Stop speaking out loud.
Our friend the penguin. What if we do that?
Okay. She seems a little otherwise occupied right now, don't you think?
We've been here
the
for
ravens
5
are like,
minutes.
Give gold, you give gold. Then at the end,
what the?
good trade. Like trade, we like trade. Give gold.
No,
Yes.
that's not a trade. That's me giving you gold.
All of them like flap their wings. You said, give gold.
I will give gold. You have to give me something. That's a trade.
Oh, the white feathered raven like hops in front of the group and raises his pinions and says, "Silence! I hold the speak feather." And he
Motherfucking Gandalf.
he puffs up the white feather on top of his head. All the other ravens sort of go, "Speak feather, no speak feather." He turns around and says, "Yes, trade. Had friend once, small boy child, made trade with small child. Him bring shinies, we bring shinies. Trade good. He hops back in the direction of the fruit stand. He hops up onto the fruit stand, hops over towards the till, reaches down with his beak, plucks up a golden delicious apple, brings it back over to your feet, drops it, and then says, "Trade."
How many gold?
It's just an apple.
Oh, one gold?
Yeah, one golden
coin.
delicious apple.
All right, I pull a small gold coin out of my penguin pocket.
Also, his eyes glow with like greed and appreciation. He gestures to the apple with one wing and says, "Big, shiny, big, heavy, hard to beak."
Thank you. And then I turn back to the group and I use my wing and I just hit it. I like send it rolling toward Sarek and Armoros.
You just roll the apple over in their direction?
Yeah, I just kind of like I hit it and then I'm like kind of walking it, like pushing it. I'm like,
yeah, like a penguin egg. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Armoros tips his head, reaches down, picks it up, walks it back over to the penguin, kneels down, and then pushes and offers it to you.
He has a heart of gold, though, so it's okay that he does not understand at all what is happening.
Penguins eat apples.
My God.
Native to the Arctic regions. So while the three of you are passing this apple back and forth,
I'm peering into the well. How deep is this shit?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay.
And Sarek, are you off with Ankara? I mean, Aya, rather. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm planning on how to throw a penguin down there.
Yeah. So, like from the top of the stepwell, it's hard to gauge the depth of the water. It looks very dark. Aya, you can't see concretely the magical emanation at the bottom. You can't see it clearly enough to see what kind of magic it is. So it's deeper than you can like see the source, but you can see sort of the magical radiation in the water itself. And
my vision will guide me. I jump in.
It's probably like 30 feet deep. Yeah, so you just like dive it in.
Yeah, sure. The
Awesome.
white raven's gone. Yeah.
No, the white raven's still there.
I thought he hobbled over towards the fruit stand.
Not wrong.
Oh, no. There was an older raven with like black feathers, but with a white feather on top of his head.
Oh.
It's the feather. Yeah, but the white raven's still there. Shinies?
Okay, that's fine. I'm already in. Oh, you know what? Before I jump in, I'm going to flip a gold coin over my shoulder as like a distraction. And then I'm just going to hobble in.
So we
over the edge.
We see you flip this gold coin over your shoulder, and then this raven, like its golden eyes flash, and it like flashes its white beak out, and it catches the coin, and then it just like swallows it. It as you dive through the air, are you graceful or graceless?
This is less of a dive and more of a vaulting over the edge.
Like a cannonball style, like straight down.
Just like an arrow. And I'm going to head straight for the emanating light.
Yeah. This raven, this white raven, is perched on this side of the stepwell, swallows this gold coin and then looks over to Sarek and says, "Shinies for Maine." And then you go ploosh, like straight under the water. The water is freezing cold, like deathly cold. You can feel the shock as it hits your chest, like punches you in the chest like a fist. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Wasn't
Should have said a penguin.
While this is happening, can I?
Ooh! All right, hang on. Sorry, Ankara, what were you saying?
I was saying, can I? When I see Aya jump in, I like quickly try to waddle over, and I look up at Sarek, and I'm like, like I need a boost. I can't get it.
Oh yeah, I immediately, without question, toss Ankara in the well.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
I dive in.
To set the scene again, you're standing at the top of this like inverted pyramid where there are stairs going down to the well deep down in the center. And are you standing at the top and just like throwing like a log or something like that, like hurling Ankara through the air to toss her into this well?
No, at that point, once Aya went in, I would have been looking over the edge like, what the hell are you doing? And then Ankara coming up, I would be right near the well, and I'd just be like, all right, and just toss you in.
Cool. Well, let's see how Aya fares, because it's going to take just like one round for
Wisdom is a dump
Ankara
stat, okay? Wisdom is a dump
Wisdom is a dump stat.
It's probably not that deep.
The
water's flowing.
You drown. The end.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. Why is swimming not listed with the athletics check? Swimming isn't here. Okay, I'm going to adjudicate that you swim at half of your movement speed. So
I believe that's right, actually.
it sounds familiar. Give me an athletics check, and let's see how good you are at swimming through this deathly cold, frigid water.
Mm-hmm.
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 No.
Not great. But it's a still well, so you're managing to make reasonable pace. You're swimming straight down. You've made it about 15 feet down. I'm assuming you're just gonna swim as hard as you can for this first round, right?
Yeah, I'm going straight for whatever's shining.
Cool.
Whatever I see the source being, because I'm assuming as I go further in the water, is it more clear what is shimmering down there?
Yes. So as you immerse yourself in this freezing cold water, you do take 1 cold damage from the water sapping your strength.
You are merely born into the cold, frigid waste.
Oh my god.
I have adopted them. It was a conscious choice on my part.
What? Whoa!
It was not just choice on my part.
We are seeing a new side of Ankara. Aya. Anyway, you're holding your breath, swimming your way down through these frigid waters. As you swim deeper, you can see there is some sort of a scepter clutched in a person's hands down at the bottom of this well, and the scepter is emanating an enchantment aura of magic.
I want it, but I think I have to wait.
At the end of this first round, you're about 10 feet away. So you misjudged the depth of the well a little bit. It's actually 40 feet deep, not 30 feet deep.
Oh.
Yep. So it's at this point in time that you hear a splash in the water above you, and Ankara, you go swimming, just diving down into this cold water.
Am I allowed to do that? Because I'm not level 4 yet.
Probably no. you're
Wait, I don't mean to
are you drowning
myself? But
you're some rare landlocked form of a penguin.
I assume that
you're
I
not
can, be in the water, but I can't
You're not like an emperor penguin. You're
I'm
like
a little ocean torpedo. Or
yeah, totally. No,
you can doggy paddle and keep yourself afloat, right? I don't have to lifeguard for you.
Oh no, I'm doing this.
Wait, so what good are you down there?
Because I can heal her if she comes up with damage, and I have a jump spell that triples her jumping ability in case we have to jump out of this well.
Triples her jumping ability. Please roll an athletics check for me, Britt.
Me? Uh-oh.
Yeah. You're swimming. I mean, you're not swimming with a swim speed, but you're swimming. Oh, damn. You literally rolled the highest possible value.
Oh.
Yeah, awesome. So,
treading water is my game, man.
You are the most elegant penguin, okay? Don't listen to those bastards.
I'm doing a performance piece down here.
Your butt flipper's what's keeping you afloat right now. I just imagine the butt flipper just...
Awesome. Okay, so are you trying to swim down to the bottom of this well as well, or are you just treading water at the top?
Can I try to do that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to swim down with her.
You're still swimming at half of your movement speed, as opposed to a natural penguin would probably have a swim speed of 40 or 50, something like that. So you're just 15. But you make it your way down to Aya. And now both of you are 30 feet underwater. You feel the pressure in your ears. And Kara, of course, because you're a penguin, you're not bothered by the cold.
Mm-hmm.
However, Aya, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. Oh damn! Yeah, you are used to the cold now.
Wow.
You have willingly made this choice and adopted it, and now you're totally fine. So you swim just a little bit further, and down at the bottom of this well, there's like a finely dressed gentleman who clearly has died fairly recently. He's not in like an advanced state of decay or anything like that. He's clasping this scepter to his chest, and it's just like an ornamental, like gold filigreed, fancily carved like metal scepter, and he's obviously got like a some sort of a pamphlet or like booklet in his breast pocket of his
My God, it's a moment.
of his dress coat.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Looking at, would it be reasonable to assume that having been in his quarters and being sort of familiar with the crown and the clothing that Sarek stole, does it match? Is this the Patrician?
This dude is wearing exactly the same clothes that you looted from that dude's like closet.
Patrician. Okay.
And that's the scepter they were looking for. The guy was mumbling about it.
Sweet. So I'm going to take the scepter and anything else.
The second you touch it, you burst into flames. Roll D300.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab the scepter and the pamphlet, whatever else I see on him that's obvious. That
you grab the scepter and you don't burst into flames, but he is dead and holding on to it like with dead person strength.
Can I peck his little fingers off?
Dead person strength?
Gross, first of all. Second of all, it's a rigor mortis, right? Like his muscles are all
dead person strength.
Probably the cold
Is that like
of the
advanced
water.
old man strength?
Well, that means he's also probably pretty brittle too, though, right?
Yeah, so like a penguin's beak would definitely be able to peck his fingers off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
Awesome.
You're so cute, and also
penguins do that thing where they go.
He's a carrion bird penguin.
That's what I'm doing to his fingers.
Britt, like roll 1d20 plus 2 for your penguin attack, your beak attack. You have advantage on this, by the way. Roll again. You have advantage. This guy's dead. You're fine. Yeah, actually, an 8 works.
Okay.
8 is probably the lowest I would give you. Roll 1d5 to see the number of fingers you're able to peck off.
Oh.
Whoa!
So Penguin and Kara just like come swimming up next to you. You've got like you're like wrestling with this scepter, and then this penguin comes in and just and reels off 4 of this guy's fingers.
I like this penguin more now. This is
this was a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Give me an athletics check to see if you can wrestle the scepter out of this guy's weakening grasp. Yes, yeah, that's fine. You pull this scepter off. His other hand opens, and it's just like clawed there in front of your face. And you grab the pamphlet from his breast pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. You pat him down to see if he's got anything else on him. He's definitely got some cash on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you find 24 gold in his pockets.
Yeah. I'll share it with everybody once we get up top.
Awesome. And that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll start swimming towards the surface.
Yeah, basically you get like 10 feet up from him.
Can I use him as a boost a little bit, like kick off of him?
I think give me an athletics check to justify your swimming again, and then let's see. If you roll really well, then yes. But you did not. So as you try to kick off of this poor guy's dead body on the bottom of this well, his hand actually grasps out and like catches on your pants leg, and you're like stuck there. Both of you are underwater for another round. So Aya, make another Constitution save.
So I need to peck this guy's other fingers off.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this time the chill starts seeping into your bones again. You take 4 cold damage. And and Kara, are you going to try to peck this guy's fingers off on the other hand?
If he's gripping her, then yeah.
He's not literally gripping her. He's not undead. It's just like his fingers are like entwined in her pants, basically, like the hem of her pants. So it would help if you pecked his fingers off.
All right. Yeah, I mean, why not? I already did the other hand.
Totally.
What happens in the well stays in the well.
Yeah, this is no one else's business.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Roll 1d10 to see how many fingers you peck off.
10 or 5?
10. You rolled really well this time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just
A lot of fingers. It's more than enough.
Yeah. He was the 6-fingered man, and you severed all 6 of those fingers. And you release your companion from the clutch of the dead man at the bottom of the well. The both of you swim your way back up to the surface. Ploosh, blah, blah, come spluttering and coughing up out of the freezing cold water of the well. Meanwhile, Sarek, you're sitting there at the top of the well, and this white raven just looked at you, cocked its head, and said, "Shinies for Maine."
I'm not giving you anything.
Does that name sound familiar, Sarek?
Yes, I'm still not going to give him shinies. I'm not. Do you want me to talk to him? I'm not going to talk to him. I don't want to give him anything. Like what?
What's your demeanor?
Yeah, like what? What do you want? What do you want from me?
He looks at you and says, "Hungry."
4 shinies. I'm aware. You're going to eat my shine. I need those.
Really?
Don't pretend you can just talk now. Don't pretend. I need those. And Sarek like holds out his bag and like shakes his 80 gold in front of me.
The raven, like its eyes are like watching you, like bobbing this thing up and down. It says, "Need those. Need those."
You're telling me inside of you have explorer's gear and swords and all in.
Is that you're asking him that?
Yes. Yeah.
Explorer's gear? Quark? Swords? Quark?
Oh my god. Does anyone have just gold they don't want?
He shakes his head and then he says, No. Have spells.
Spells?
Have spells.
What spells?
Many spells.
What many spells?
What many shinies?
80 many shinies.
He goes and looks up his budget.
He pulls out a notebook.
Pulls out his Google spreadsheet.
Yeah.
A little Chromebook pops out. And he's like,
His little tiny bird computer.
I'm imagining him with like the little hat, you know what I'm talking about?
Like a blue bill with like,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep. Yeah. He pulls out a little cash register, like starts typing. Ching. A little like a printout goes. He reaches out, rips it off, hands it to you.
Mm-hmm.
It reads 4 spells.
which are?
He shrugs his wings.
He just says 4 spells. That's all he says is 4 spells. Wait, so I can purchase 4 spells for 80.
Nod. 4 spells for 80.
What kind of spells? You don't have to tell me what they are, but like, could I use these spells?
He looks at you, and just his expression is like,
Don't be sassy with me, bird.
Bird.
Good.
Can I use these or not?
He hops over towards you again, flies up onto your shoulder, and then pecks you on the air. Bah!
You beast! You foul beast!
And then he flies away and he lands on the edge of the well. He says, "No spells for you. No spells. No spells."
Hey, Amoros, this guy has spells for you.
And then, ploosh, there's 2 people who come spluttering up from, well, 1 person and 1 penguin who come spluttering up from the cold waters of the well.
I can't utilize spells. Sorry.
As the 2 of you pop up, I'm just like, hey, gang! We got 4 spells up here if you want to use your gold on those.
I mean, I'm still a penguin.
Yeah, no, I don't expect you to answer. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, well, do you have a spell that can magic us out of this well? Because I got like what I came down here for, and I need help getting up.
I turn and look at the bird. Like,
Yeah,
do
I think
we?
that's really well.
The bird hops from the edge of the well, which is like even with the water's surface, it's not actually hard to climb up out of the well, and hops onto your head Aya.
I still help her out though. I fish her up.
The white bird's on my head?
Yep. As Armros pulls you up out of the well.
Okay. As he tosses the rope down, I'll be like, oh, thank God Armros is here. Finally, someone.
I'm hanging on to Aya's shoulder.
Cool.
With the-
With
My
your-
little
with your
penguin
beak
wings
of-
are wrapped around her neck.
It's
Awesome.
fine. It works.
Being a penguin.
Yep.
Mhm. I push up I like gesture to the penguin so you can help pull her up first since she's going to need help.
I like to take her up by the. I mean, she's just like a cylindrical thing, so it's kind of like.
Yeah.
And I climb up with the bird still on my head.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then I look up at this bird soaked
looks
in
down at
freezing
you.
frigid water. And I say, what's this about spells?
Shinies for Maine.
And I look at Sarek. Because Sarek said something about spells.
Don't look at me. He's got 4 spells. He counted them. 4 spells, and he wants 80 gold for them. So if you have 80 gold, go nuts.
Oh, well, with the 24 I just got from the well, I definitely do.
Yes, you're the only one I think who can use them.
Right. So first I reach into my waterlogged robe and hand him the first 24.
They're just like handing this bag of 24 gold up to the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gingerly picks it up in his beak.
Uh-huh.
And then he sits there on top of you, on your head, holding this
Mhm.
bag of coins.
Okay. And then I reach into my other pocket for my normal wallet,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, it only has 59. So altogether, it's only a couple coins more than what he wanted.
It's like 63.
Yeah.
63
So I'll
coins.
just
I
let
have
him,
coins.
I'll let him keep it as a tip. I hand him the other bag of
Yeah, cool.
coins.
He like crooks open the other side of his mouth and like he's holding both of these bags in his beak. He's kind of heavy. He's like leaning down and like resting them on your head.
Yeah.
Oh, he has 63 now.
Yeah. He's got, yeah. So then I'm like, okay, well,
Okay, I jump down onto the edge of the well, and with my little penguin wings, I start like just popping single coins out one by one, just like onto the edge of the
come on,
Out of your
everybody,
penguin
chip in.
pockets.
just nudging them over until
That
I
was
take out,
everything I had. We just need 17 more. Come on.
take out 17 of those one by one.
One by one. Yeah. He's like looking at you doing this, looking down at Aya, looking at Sarek, and then he just like opens his mouth and drops both of the coin bags that he was holding. And then he
On
says,
my head?
Shinies from Maine.
Oh, we have to go give these to Maine?
Shinies from Maine.
But what about 4 spells? Sarek, you...
I don't speak to birds. He was.
I go, wah, and then I start one by one putting the coins back on.
I grabbed my coin pouch off of the top of my head since he's dropped them.
Yes.
I didn't. It's. Don't blame me. This sucks.
Did you think this bird was Maine?
I don't. He acted very much like him, and he was talking to me, and he said things, and I was. Birds usually don't talk to me, so I figured he probably was, like a little mini Maine.
Mini Maine.
See? I thought he'd have mini items.
He flaps down and hops down onto your shoulder, Aya, and then he just like puts his little bird cheek up against your cheek. And then he goes,
Kind of like him.
See? He's lovely.
He is. Are we supposed to take him back to Maine?
Maybe.
Are we supposed to pay Maine? If we give
Maybe.
Maine 80 coins, is he the one who gives us 4 spells?
Maybe.
Lots of questions.
Nevermore.
Should we take Mini Maine with us?
I'm not sure. He's his own being. I don't know if he wants to go with us.
Go with.
See?
Okay.
He's dumb. He'll come with us.
Don't call him dumb. Birds are very
In
smart.
like a very fun way. Like cute.
He is dumb.
See?
Yeah, you're right. He is dumb.
He quacks and laughs.
I like this creature. Do we still have that apple?
Yeah.
I shoved it over towards everyone else.
Mhm.
I think it got nudged around on the ground a few times.
Yeah. We should slice it up and give it to him. Remember, they said apples were too large for their beaks.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, I got a thing while I was down there. While you stood up here and accomplished absolutely nothing, Sarek.
Well, I found you a new friend. That's like 50% of the work.
Finding him is a very strong word for what you did. But, and I'm going to pull it from my robe. I found the Patrician down there.
Is that the scepter that the old
Patrician.
candleman
Oh,
was going?
yeah.
And we have it now.
We have it, as well as this booklet. Shake the water off and open it and see if it's been completely destroyed or not.
No, like it's heavily waterlogged and it's hard to peel some of the pages apart. But so first of all, the Patrician Scepter is magical. It's emanating a clear aura of enchantment magic.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the book is clearly not magical, but when you open it, you see that it is a religious text.
Oh.
And as you flip through it, one passage in particular is better, like inscribed with a finer quality of ink and has run less and is easier to read. And it reads as follows. Dahaka, in our hour of need, we reach out for your embrace. As the Godhead of the world diminishes, so shall another ascend. And the chosen people of Dahaka shall make a home within the storm. The egg of creation cools, and all earth seeks your warmth. For the fire in the blood, as the fire of the sun. As endless night swallows the day, great Dahaka, swallow me.
I've got a plan.
Go on.
Sarek, with your attire, with the scepter, with this religious text in hand, I'm just saying, I think we could easily get back into that relic chamber and find some real items of value because everything here is very common. So there's no point in starting a quarrel with these ravens. Let them keep their shinies.
Are you telling me you want me to become the Patrician? To go into the vault, lord myself over the Candleman, convince cultists that I am their leader, and summon an ancient being?
Well, don't summon anything. We just need those relics in that chamber. Don't summon anything. Why are you summoning?
Why do you have to take all the fun out of this? That was going to be the best part.
The summoning is happening without us. I don't think they need it.
I guess you're right. Let's do it.
Okay.
Summon.
Can I by chance help him in this endeavor? I want to see it ahead of time because I can cast. Oh, maybe not. I was going to say I could have swore I had a cantrip that made people friendly to me and they describe it as applying makeup.
Isn't it friendship?
I have friends, but in my description I put here, it doesn't say that it's putting on makeup because I was wondering if I could cast that on.
Do you
someone.
have disguise self or alter?
I do.
appearance?
I do. I have a full disguise kit.
Right.
Because of my
you
background.
can use your disguise kit to apply disguising makeups and materials to someone else.
And that would help him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sweet. Let's do it. I think we have a plan. This time, Armoros, don't attack the Candleman.
All right.
Okay.
Until he attacks us.
Yes, if he attacks us, go ham. But
What is it to go ham?
imagine yourself as a wild boar, unbridled in your rage and furious. And you know what comes from boars?
Hams.
Ham.
Yeah, but I don't. My fighting style is not that of a boar. I don't understand.
My mistake.
They're
well,
delicious.
They are so good.
Delicious boar.
What do you think, Ankara?
Ah,
Okay.
Ankara's still a penguin.
I like being a penguin.
So we should backtrack back down the hall to the Patrician's house, up to the balcony. We're going to have to deal with those wraiths in the dark again, aren't we?
Maybe the scepter it can be used to dispel the dark. It is enchanting.
Why don't we return? Do we have a way of getting back to the moon? Checking out the item?
We could. We would have to deal with those bandits again, but they're not much trouble.
They're not much trouble at all.
And we could maybe deliver this little boy to his master.
The penguin?
Yes.
Not the penguin, the raven.
The penguin.
Do we know that we can take people through, or creatures through the portal?
We can find out.
I'll hold on to him really tight.
Okay.
That'll work, right?
Could kill it as well.
Hug many men.
See? Yeah. I mean, think about it, Armros. We take our clothings and our items with us. If I hold him, it would stand to reason that he would teleport to... Listen, I don't know how
Put
any
him
of
in
this
your
works.
bag. Just smash
Hug him
him
anyway.
down in there.
I'll hug him. See?
Hug many men. Hug
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Hug
Okay.
many.
All right. Let's
Nice
hug.
hugs. Nice hugs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't like it when they can talk.
It's melting my icy heart, and I don't like it.
What would Tim say?
Tim is adorable. This creature is hideous, but I like it anyways.
Yes, I say we go back.
Let's
and
go
find
back.
out what we can about the mythical items.
Let's do that.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. You wander your way back down. What the hell is the name of that street?
The
The Holy Approach.
Yeah.
The Holy Approach. Until you reach the barricade camp. And you just walk straight to the Sunfire Brazier and teleport back to the Gardens of the Moon.
Yep.
Cool. Yep. Awesome. How do you like? Are you holding Mini Mane to your chest as you do this? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you open your eyes and you feel the soft grasses beneath you and feel the breeze blowing past you, staring up into the blackness, the black void of space, seeing the stars of the galaxy wheeling over you and the planet in the distance. And you hear Saloon's sonorous voice, "Welcome. It's so good to see you." And then Mini Mane flutters against your chest and says, "Quirk, Mane, Mane, Mane."
I'll let him go.
Yeah, you release and he goes flying over, and he almost makes like a silver streak through the air as he flies, and Mane's head pops out of the of the tree, and it's like that scene from Dark Souls where like the crow comes swooping down towards you, like super slow mo, like the beak of Mane like thrusts out of the tree open, and Mini Mane just goes flying straight into his mouth. Poof. And then Mane glows and his eyes burst into flame, and then he blinks and the flames subside. And as you all blink the lights out of your eyes that all of this has seared into your eyeballs, you see a single white raven with golden eyes perched in the tree, in the branches above the hollow where Mane rests.
Oh.
Yeah, Sarek just like waves Saloon like, "Hey, hello, Saloon," and just walks towards
Same.
Mane, and it's
I'll
like,
be like, "Oh, that's very nice. It's very nice."
"Yeah, let's talk scrolls."
Yeah. Mane looks at you and says, Mane remembers. Mane has spells. Mane spells.
What are they, Mane?
Mane blinks, and then he like opens his mouth and a voice just comes out. Let's see what they are. One,
They
two,
are the
three, four, five.
scrolls of. Like, oh,
Yeah. Longstrider, Goodberry, Speak with Animals, Featherfall, and Animal Friendship.
They're all druid spells.
nice, nice. That's great.
Featherfall.
Except Featherfall. And so the way this works, Mane can sell you spell icons. for 20 gold. And if you have a spell icon with you, then you can cast that spell as if it was a spell that was on your spell list and that you had prepared. So
Even if you can't cast spells?
No, you have to be able to cast spells because you still have to spend a spell slot in order to cast the spell. Okay. It just counts as if it's on your spell list.
Well, so let me check out the magical items it has, Steven, because surely there's something for a fighter, right?
Not yet. But he does have a number of very appealing healing potions.
Oh, wow.
You could definitely buy.
Hang on. You guys continue. I'll subside my excitement over here.
I got excited for a second. Shouldn't have done that. Playing in Steven's game, not a good plan.
Well, not as a fighter. I have to be something weird and eccentric to get attention around here. Jeez, Louise.
Good. So, yes, a spell icon costs 20 gold pieces, and it lasts until the next time you come to the Gardens of the Moon. And you can also pay Maine 10 gold pieces to re-roll the set of spell icons he has with him.
Let's do that. Let's do it.
Go ahead and mark off 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
And then let's see what we get. One, two, three, four, five. Mage armor, fairy fire, bless, alarm, and detect good and evil.
Ah, hell, I can detect good and evil.
This is pretty good. This is better, I should say.
It's definitely better.
Yeah.
Is it like all or nothing, Steven?
You can buy any one of them. You purchase one icon and it stores one spell. So like the mage armor icon lets you cast mage armor.
Do any of these look appealing to you, Ankara?
I don't know what some of them are. Fairy fire is not super useful as far as I know. I never use it as a spell slot, but the other ones are not druid spells, so I don't recognize them immediately.
Mage armor is pretty good. It sets your armor class to like 13 plus your dexterity modifier, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, it says target's base AC becomes 13 plus its dexterity modifier.
Yeah. Bless is pretty killer. It's like up to 3 targets gain a D4 to like all of their attacks and saving throws.
I would go with Bless. That's a really good one.
Alarm, you can ward a place and it'll ring an alarm if anybody's near you. Detect good and evil just shows you the presence of any like celestials, fiends, undead, or like other powerful extraplaners.
Question.
Yes.
Theoretically, if I were to detect good and evil, would I be able to see those creatures in the dark?
Ooh, good question. I think it only tells you if there are things.
I was going to say, is it one of those things that it tells you if something you can see is good or evil, or does it just detect evil things?
I don't think it's like detect magic where you've got this cone of sight. I think it's more like a sixth sense.
I think fairy fire could help you see things though, because I think it outlines stuff.
Yes, for the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. So, like, to me, that suggests that you know its location, regardless of whether you can see it or not.
As well as where the creature is located.
So, like the wraith in the dark room.
Oh, I see. Fairy fire does each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined blue, green, or violet, whatever color you want. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light, and if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
Now, Steven, are they outlined to the bearer, or is it to everyone?
It would be to everyone. However,
give it to me straight. Just tell it like it is.
Both of you give me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
Aya and Ankara.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's a dirty 20.
Aya, Armoros.
Me too.
Yeah, Aya, Britt, Ankara, and actually Armoros. I think it's you who speaks up first, Armoros, that in order to counter the effect of a magical spell, you generally need to be casting a spell that's higher level.
Yeah.
So depending on whatever level this darkness that's obscuring things is, your fairy fire may not shine through the magical darkness.
Might not be powerful enough to pierce the darkness.
Exactly.
My brother had a lot of magic.
Your brother sounds like he was a very interesting individual.
He says nothing.
Makes me wonder why you killed him.
He just looks at you.
That'll be it for now. That's all I'm going to poke the bear. I'm not poking the bear further than that.
He didn't give me enough magical items in our D&D game.
No, I'm just kidding, Steven. I'm fully satisfied doing half damage to everything until I inevitably get knocked unconscious and then watch for the rest of the episode.
Exactly. Yeah. You're fulfilling your role.
It's been great. It's been a journey of endurance for me.
Awesome. So yeah, do either of you or both of you want to buy any of these spell icons?
I'm assuming the same would apply to detect good and evil. Would that have to be cast at a higher level?
No, so because detect good and evil, just like you have this sense of where these creatures are. It's not based on sight, but fairy fire literally like outlines them in sparkly sparkles.
All
so
right.
you have to be able to see them in order to benefit from the sparkles.
I'll buy it.
Cool. Yeah, it's 20 gold.
Okay.
And then as long as you have it with you, it's a small item, so you can put it in one of your belt pouches, and it won't take up any space in your backpack. As long as you have it with you, so until the next time you return to the Gardens of the Moon, where it will dissipate, you can cast Detect Good and Evil as if it was a spell on your spell list.
Especially because I recover my spells.
Is it a one-time use, or you just get
on
to
a
keep
short
it?
rest?
It's on her spell list, like while she has the icon on her, so she can cast it as many times as she wants, as long as she has spells for it. It's actually great for a warlock because they regain their spells on a short rest, like you just said, Bronze.
Yeah.
I feel like Bless is pretty valuable.
She casts that.
My character would never take a spell like that.
I would exactly take that spell, so I will take Bless.
Yeah, awesome. So like Maine like ducks down into his hollow, and then he brings out like this small rod that's carved with like an angelic figure on one end and a demonic figure on the other, and he drops it into your hand, Aya. And then and Kara, you're also paying 20 gold and purchasing Bless. Awesome. Yeah, so he ducks down and he brings out like a stone, like you know how like in Catholic imagery, there's always like these rays of light shining out from a central like object or whatever. It's like a rod, but from the center of the rod, there's this radius of shiny rays.
Okay, cool.
Maine places it gently into your hand.
Thank you, Maine. I'm gonna like give a little salute to the other little bird who knows spells.
Yeah, the other little bird like flies down and sits on your shoulder and says, "Welcome, welcome, thank you, thank you."
This makes me feel like we need to catch that other bird that was outside that building, Sarek.
That's what I told you. I keep telling you. No one listens to me. I'm going to go talk to Saloon. And I just
Now,
go over to Saloon.
As the two of you think of that, you realize that you recognize the raven that you have brought back.
Is it the same one?
Exactly, the white raven with golden eyes from the top of the archway.
Oh, so there's only one of them that we know of.
That we know of. But that means every time we bring one back, Maine's going to remember something else, Sarek.
Steven, is that the same one that was at the end of the tunnel with the gelatinous cubes?
There was a yellow raven.
Oh, that was yellow.
Down in the tunnel at the end.
One down there.
What? Maine, what's with all the U's?
Maine sort of like looks over to Saloon and like gestures in her direction with his beak and says, "Broken, broken," and then shakes his head sadly.
Oh, he's broken.
Shards of Maine.
Aww.
Saloon, why are there shards of Maine? Sounds like actually a fantastic album, by the way. Why are there shards of Maine?
Saloon sort of like strides over weightlessly as if she's not even touching the grass, and she says, "Why are there shards of any of us?"
That's the
she
stupidest thing. No,
looks up into the heavens and wipes a small tear away from her eye.
No, you can't just say that.
Made of the moon or the sun? The sun's
Are you just like straight up asking directly?
Yeah, I'm myself now. I'm not a penguin anymore.
Yeah, she turns back to you and she says, "What happens after the end of my life? These are things that it is very difficult for me to see. I think at some point I will be broken and I will fade from the world. But beyond that event horizon, I do not know what exists. It is hard for me to say what happens to my dear Maine in such an event."
That's so sad.
Don't let her trick you with these words. What do you... You're still here. Maine's broken. How are you... You're not telling us something. You're not telling us something on purpose.
Jesse, it feels like you're trying to read her language and see if there's hidden information here.
Hell, yes I am.
Can I invite you to make an insight check?
I would like to use my ear for deceit.
Yeah.
Whenever you... Yeah, I want to use insight. Yeah, check to determine whether you're lying to me.
Cool. Yeah, roll your insight check. Yeah, she's not telling you everything. When she's like talking of and thinking about this time after her death, like it's clear that she's sort of like playing up the sorrow that she feels. She genuinely feels an amount of sorrow over this, but she's sort of playing it up in order to hope that it will discourage you from pressing her too much. And she sort of like gets rid of the tear that she wipes away from her eye very quickly. You can tell she doesn't want you to notice that she's crying.
How are you crying those sweet, sweet tears, Saloon, when we're down there collecting them for you?
She sort of like sighs and says, "Sarek, my friend, it's so good to have you here because you're right. While Maine is broken into shards and needs the extra pieces of him recovered, I, on the other hand, have only lost portions of my power. Somehow, my tears have found their way across the universe, and if I can just get them back, I will be much stronger than I am right now. Perhaps my vision will become clearer as you bring me more."
And what would you do with this power? Would you mend the sun? Would you use your vision to help us in our quest? Or would you further your own goals? Because God knows that's what I would do.
I don't even know what her goals are.
She laughs, which is kind of like a musical tinkling laughter, and she says, imagine for a moment, if you will, that Atikusu had abandoned you. And that you knew that at one time in your history, you were capable of great things, that people all over the world looked up to you. And for some reason, you know now that you can't do what you used to be able to do. And when people look up at you, they don't see anything anymore. Wouldn't you try everything you could to try and get back some of who you were?
I existed before my pact with Atikusu, and I will exist after. And this,
she sort
you
of
and
laughs.
I are different.
She gives a sardonic laugh, and then she says, "I suppose that is what makes gods different from mortals."
Yes, our lives are more difficult, and oftentimes we have to grasp power for ourselves because we were not merely born with it. In this, we are stronger and more enterprising.
But maybe she was born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah.
Well, we know she was born with it.
The pink hair didn't get like that normally.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see. Can I use, while they're having their conversation, can I use eye for detail to see if there's anything hidden or anything that we have yet to uncover on this like moon space that we're at?
Have we identified the scepter yet?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that.
Or the book. But I'm sure that
we're just doing everything but that. Okay.
No, we'll get there. We had to do some shopping and
things are happening, bro.
R&R.
Some role playing,
Drinking some mimosas on the moon.
Yeah.
So
you guys continue.
Sarek, the only thing you notice is that the tower, the tall white tower with the armory in the base of it that she opened and gave you all a tour of last time.
Sure.
It has a number of levels. It has at least 4 more floors up above the base floor.
Can I also use eye for detail to determine where, like, when she takes the tears?
Yeah.
What does she do with those tears? Have we ever seen
the body?
When she takes a tear into her hand from you, she brings it up to the center of her chest, and then it just fades into a bright ball of light and then absorbs into her.
So they're not per se tears. They're more like Maine in that they're tears or fragments of herself.
For power.
Yeah.
So we could probably eat them if we could figure out how.
All right, look. I'm going to brain talk to Aya really quickly because I think we're on the same page on this and I know she can understand me. I can't. Whatever.
Yeah.
We have all the leverage here. She keeps bringing us back to life because she needs us to go get her damn tears. But the tears are her power. And without the tears, she's nothing. So we should be leveraging when we get tears, we should be like 2 levels. We want more. We want more. We have all the power in this scenario. Once we have the tears, what's she gonna do? She needs us. That's why she keeps bringing us back.
I'm gonna pretend to be a part of your brain because this scenario was already explained where she said she could, like, it takes 3 tears for a full power up, but she explained like you could take part of 1 if you wanted.
No, I'm saying like I understand what she said, but how do we know what she said is true? How do we know any of that? We are literally relying on this woman who has lied to us up to this point and then takes these tears and puts them in her body.
Think about this. These are balls of basically power that she collects, and then she passes on a fragment of that power to us. What would happen if one of us mere mortals were to eat one of these orbs?
That's what I'm saying. We should try this stuff. We could
die, but I mean, it would be pretty entertaining to see.
Yeah. What happens if you die? You come back. It doesn't matter. We should try
Demigod
it.
is sounding mighty good right now.
I mean, you come back to a planet where you've just eaten one of her balls of power and you're on her planet. Like, is that where we want to go?
All I'm saying is...
I'd be a demigod, Ankara. So
maybe.
I'm just saying I don't trust her.
Maybe you wouldn't.
Died.
Yeah. We have... She brings us back for a reason. We have never once said, why do we keep coming back? We just accepted that we keep coming back. We've never once said, why though?
One thing I have noticed as well is that we keep giving her tears and she keeps apparently getting more powerful, but the sun is not getting
exactly.
more
There's a lot of questions.
Why I asked her intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should ask her about the sun.
I'm gonna cast Detect Good and Evil on her. I'm gonna take out my scepter and like tap her with it.
Yeah, cool. You just cast Detect Good and Evil.
Yeah.
You detect the presence of a celestial being standing within 30 feet of you. You're getting this sense from the location of Saloon.
That's it. That's all you get, you dumb.
Jeff understands my heart of hearts.
Test her? Maybe we can find a safe way to test her.
Y'all ever watch someone play Wolfenstein and they're the ones that go along the walls hitting E?
Right.
E,
Yeah.
E. There's a secret room in here somewhere. E.
Mm-hmm.
And on like the 7th hour, they hit one and they're like, "There's the secret room."
I knew there was one here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they did find it, though, right?
They did find it.
They did find
We
it.
found it.
So
They did.
it's episode 15. It's about damn time. I feel like we're on it. Mm-hmm. I think we should take the information that we know, because there's no way we have the ability to confront her now. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
But I do not in any way trust Saloon whatsoever.
It's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I'm scared that she wants
Every
to
time we
power
hand
up
her-
and fully
yeah.
destroy the sun so that the moon can take over everything.
I have no idea what she wants.
How
I
very
never-
The moon
druid of
goddess,
you.
guys. The sun.
You
is
all
the
shamed
queen.
me
I
for
think
calling
she's
her a
trying to
watery
kill the
tart.
sun.
You all shamed me for calling her a watery tart, but
I
I,
mean, even
always
if
knew
she's
she was
bad,
up
it
to
doesn't
something.
Admittedly, we don't know her tart status. Like, please. We
Look
don't know
at
her tart
her.
status.
Look
Separate.
at her.
That's
She looks more like a
No.
peach type, really.
very rude. That's very rude. Just, you know.
Well, okay.
Book
Let's really
covers and
break down
whatnot.
the meaning of tart, right? It's sweet,
Yeah.
cute, and shallow.
And
Cannot
filled
tell
with
me.
delicious fruit filling.
Can't tell
We've
me if
killed
I didn't
Jeff.
rip this bitch open, she would not be full of cherry pie filling.
Speaking of full of cherry pie filling, Jeff looks like he ate a pie and is down. It's just like, I ate a whole pie.
He hasn't been able to punch anything this entire day. I think it's because he's dying.
Hang on. Let me do the recap for next week. So last week, we were in a well for the first hour, and then the second hour, the group theorized maybe
down
we
there.
can overthrow the game mechanic and just, become demigods.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we
Try
can just
playing
eat
along for once and find
I
out
am
what
this
it
my
is.
character. He doesn't understand the shit. Doesn't care.
Is he just sitting in the corner?
He's
just,
looking
like,
at you guys. He's
waiting?
staring.
Okay.
All right, Armoros. All right. Now, turn away from the group and turn back to Saloon and say, hand her the other scepter, the Patrician Scepter. Can you tell
Yes.
us anything about this item? And then also hand her the pamphlet.
Awesome. Okay, so let's identify these two items and then take our 5-minute break and then come back and venture out into another adventure. So, regarding the Patrician Scepter, she holds it. She says, "This is the Patrician Scepter. Maine will purchase it from you for 150 gold pieces." And then she recites the information associated with the Patrician Scepter. A symbol of the oppression of King Astaphan's rigid social orders, the image and importance of the Patrician Scepter was subverted by the dust of the earth, who grew to view it with almost fanatical reverence. It is a magic scepter. It has 3 charges and recharges each day. For 1 charge, you may cast Charm Person as a first-level spell. For 1 charge, you may inflict disadvantage on the saving throws to resist Charm Person. For 1 charge, you may prevent the targets from realizing that they were affected by a spell when the spell wears off. And for 1 charge, you may increase the level of the spell cast by 1. I'll paste that in chat so that you can see all of the options. So you can spend as many charges as you want when you use the scepter, and you may use more than one of these at any given time, but it has only 3 charges every day. So that's the deal.
Every day. Okay.
I'm gonna kind of look over my shoulder, assuming Sarah heard all this, and toss him the staff and be like, well, this should be easy. Like taking relics from a baby candle man.
As
Oh,
long as you
fucking
can keep
hell.
the Candleman distracted, I think I can do this.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to distract him. You can just convince him that you belong there.
You say that with the authority of someone who doesn't have to do that.
I mean, you've got the magical staff and the symbol of the patrician and his full guard.
Got a magical staff, you say? Hey.
So Saloon says, She holds up the waterlogged book from 2 fingers. She says, "The Book of the Serpent. Maine will pay you nothing for this." She recites, In desperate times, doomsday cults sprout like weeds. Even so-called fearless leaders may find themselves seeking outside reassurance. I'll paste these in chat as well, just so that you can see the descriptions.
Well, I imagine there has to be something inside this book that can help me convince these...
You could recite from it. You're very performative in nature.
I don't want to recite incantations that might result in me being eaten by a flesh beast.
Fair. I think this is all kind of starting to come together, though. Like, where all this Dahaka imagery comes from, or even the fall of King Astaphalon.
Do we have to go back and get your dagger?
Maybe when the sun started to go dim, this people in this kingdom started to turn to this crazy serpent god as a solution, feeling that if they were his chosen, they would be spared from the fallout of, the sun dying. And, well, it might be partially responsible for the downfall of this place.
Perhaps. The only thing we can do is ask them.
I mean, it talks about burning blood, right? And so many of the people we've encountered have burning eyes.
Yeah, so really quick, before we go to our break, let me read you the text from the book again. Dahaka, in our hour of need, we reach out for your embrace. As the Godhead of the world diminishes, so shall another ascend, and the chosen people of Dahaka shall make a home within the storm. The egg of creation cools, and all earth seeks your warmth, for the fire in the blood is as the fire of the sun. As endless night swallows the day, great Dahaka, swallow me.
Swallow
See?
me? Jeez.
The egg of creation, that's the sun.
Yeah.
And these people have turned to Dahaka to save them from the oncoming darkness. And they speak of blood in the veins being as the fire of the sun. Now, that could be that with the sun dying, this has happened and they're commenting on that. Or it could be that this pact with Dahaka is directly responsible for the fire in their veins. We don't know which one. But there's a connection here.
Take it away.
All right, you're armed with a couple new powers, some new knowledge. Did any of you want to buy any healing potions from Maine?
I don't have enough gold anymore.
No,
Fair
I'm
enough.
good. I'm not going to buy nothing.
All right.
Can I buy other things? Can I buy
Yeah,
I am like out of everything. Can I buy some rations?
Yeah,
And-
totally.
or what equipment pack is that in? Let's see.
Maine, show to players. Yeah, and then like the equipment packs here. Can you just buy rations straight? Yes, you can. You can just spend 2 gold pieces to have a slot's worth of rations, for example. But I think the Dungeoneers pack has rations you can pull out of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's cheaper just to buy straight rations, but Dungeoneers pack is more flexible.
Yeah, because it has
And-
other stuff in there too.
Yep.
Steven, I'm going to buy 1 ration.
Cool. Mark down the 2 gold.
Yep.
Let's
Done.
see.
I've got a whole 8 gold left, guys.
I'll give you some of mine since I found some in the well and I used it all on spells.
How much did you
need it right
spend,
now.
Britt?
Well, I spent 20 on. I had 30, and I spent 20 on that bless.
Your allies have not been handing you the gold you deserve.
I might not have been tracking it properly.
Well, I think Kairos has been getting some of it too.
True.
I
Yeah.
don't need it. I'm good. Like I think I have
Okay.
everything. I don't need to like buy more arrows or anything.
That's true.
But I feel that I can ask if I need it from you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dungeoneers pack because it's got rations, rope, and other stuff too. So we'll do that.
Are you buying a 2-use pack?
Yeah, I'll buy a 2-use pack,
Cool. Right on.
which is 20, right?
15.
15. Okay.
15.
I'm down to 38 gold pieces.
There you go. All right, cool. Are y'all set, ready to head out?
I think so. Yeah.
Cool. Yep. You fix your gaze on the reflecting pool. You appear in the camp, and then I assume you strike off.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
So we're back down on the holy.
Yeah, the holy approach. Now, we fought this fight a number of times, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like,
Say it.
like you all are familiar enough with the encounter that each of you just has inspiration for the duration of the encounter that you can spend once. And also, like, how do you all want to approach this particular situation? That's not the right one. That is.
Take out the scepter and say, looking for this, and then break it over my knee.
Whoa!
What?
Yeah.
Don't
Whoa!
do that.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Let's challenge the god lady, but when a guy wants to break a scepter, let's all pump
We need that for the plan.
No, we don't know
Right.
that we need the god lady.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Did we? I don't remember. I might have been gone for that one. Did we like figure out what the deal with the letters are, if there's any?
Yes, they heal you. You should step on one.
No, I know that they don't. I definitely know that they don't heal me.
No, we didn't figure it out.
Okay.
By the way, I'm seeing you as down in hit points, so go ahead and make sure that
Oh,
you
right.
mark your HP back up, and I'll bring Ankara back onto the map as well. Cool. Yeah. So, like, what do you want to do? How do you want to play it?
Ambush them.
Yeah. I mean, we know where they're at. They've been the exact same place every time. I feel like
Every time
we can.
they've done the exact same thing every time.
Yeah, I feel like we can easily. God, I hate using the word easy. We can sneak up and just be ready to get them when they, when the one guy's like, "Oh, I can't find no scepter," right? And we can just take them out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Let's see. Y'all can get about here safely. You sort of know this from earlier, like they sort of don't respond. This is about where the dresser drawers comes flying from the upper floor. The scepter isn't in here. Where is it? What do? You can see the guard sergeant at his current location up here.
You know what? Because Sarek enjoys a good show, I hand the scepter to Armoros, and I'm like, go for it, pal. I want you to be like, here it is.
Yeah, okay. You say that?
Yeah, I give it to you. I want you to, like, lure them out. I think it'd be amazing.
I look at the group with, like, confirmation head tilt.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
if
to
you want to
break
wait before you go out there, I can throw my ice knife and, like, let it explodes when I hit someone.
Okay.
Causes surrounding cold damage. So
You guys
before
prepare
get,
your
like,
actions.
close
Yeah,
to
can we
them.
prepare action, and when they come outside, just, like, all of us blast them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. You can basically ready action for a trigger and then like tell me what the trigger is.
I will
Yeah.
try to lure them close.
Yeah, as long
Right.
as you're not within 5 feet of them, you won't take any damage.
Okay. So I will go behind cover thing. So I'm
Like
gonna
over here.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm assuming that by this point you're tiptoe carefully around the letters, and especially since you're not in combat, you're moving slowly through those spaces to avoid stepping.
Very slowly.
Cool. Awesome. No problem.
I'm hunting thugs. And then from over there, I look back at the group. They seem kind of ready.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the
So-
thugs.
Sarek and Kara Aya, tell me what your ready to actions are and what the trigger is.
Well, I'm going to prepare my bow.
Okay, Bo and Kara,
Ice knife.
Ice Knife and Aya.
Eldritch Blast.
And
Classic.
who's your target? Like what's the use case for these actions? First thug to step into vision.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and target I'm going to hold and try to get the last guy to walk out, because I want to use my, oh my goodness, my insightful fighting, so I can use sneak attack without having anyone near them, kind of deal.
Is insightful fighting a bonus action?
It is.
Cool. So you're just going to scope out the last guy to appear, use insightful fighting, and then get your sneak attack for free.
Yeah.
And then the other two of you, first guy who appears, you fire at?
Can I make it so that once the second person appears, as soon as they're within 5 feet of each other, once they've stopped where they're standing, that's when I throw it?
Totally. Okay. Each of you roll initiative for me.
Nice.
Do I as well?
Yes.
Oh my god, that natural 20.
Oh, I didn't select my token though.
Still counts.
Okay.
Trash. It does still count. I will add a turn for you, and you got a 22.
That's gonna be stuck in my head forever.
Thanks a lot.
And then let's see. Thugs.
They do
They've
move. It
got
hurts.
+0. So initiative +0. It's thug number 2. Initiative +0. That's thug number 1. And then guard sergeant +2. Cool.
Nice.
Descending. Okay, so Armoros, you're like taunting them, like yelling at them?
I hold up the scepter and say, "Excuse me, gentlemen. If one of you could come over here, I would like to sell this to you."
Awesome. Yeah, they immediately whip into action. So like you held your action, Armoros, you say that and then do nothing else?
Well, just to clarify, I'm behind the cover, and I'm going to hold action melee attack with sword.
Awesome. Fantastic. Condition when they get within range?
Till I see the whites of their eyes.
Fantastic. Sarah's holding action. Thug number 1 comes running out. Whap.
And then I swing at him with my sword.
Woo!
Let's see. He takes 1d6 lightning damage. So that's 7 damage total. -7. Fantastic. And he can't take any reactions. And he appeared, and that means that Aya, you get to make your attack.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast 13 hits.
Okay.
Roll your damage. 12.
Damn.
Killer. Britt, it's actually your
turn. As
turn.
a bonus action, I'm going to throw Hex on him.
Cool. So you should bonus action Hex first, and then Eldritch Blast, and then you get to deal your Hex damage to him as well.
I was wondering if I wanted to use the spell slot, but I decided to. So
cool.
It's another 3.
3 necrotic.
It's necrotic, though, so it's like dirty.
Pillar. All right, so Inkara, it's your turn, actually. Like, do you want to do anything specific? Or do you want to hold your action until the other thug runs into view?
I mean, I guess I can just throw the ice knife at the second thug. It's not that big of a deal. I don't have it in my spell slot, so I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. It's a ranged spell attack. So is that the 1d20 plus 5?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll roll that.
He's partly obscured by this bench, so he's got an AC of 13. You handily beat it. Your ice knife just thuds into his chest. Roll your damage.
Okay, so 1d10 piercing.
Oh, damn.
Oh, there's more. 10. And then hit or miss, the knife explodes. The target in each creature within 5 feet must pass a dexterity save or take 2d6 cold damage.
And that is 2d6 cold damage. Roll it up.
Goodbye.
Damn.
Nice. That was
Killer.
fun.
That was
great.
All right, the guard sergeant shouts
nice
down
night.
at you, Armoros, and says, "Give me that scepter!" And then he pulls back his arrow and sends it flying at you. Let's see, Armoros. This is a longbow attack for 21, hitting you for 2 piercing damage.
Wait. I'm behind
4.
cover, right?
You are behind cover. Okay, but the cover is partial cover. It gives you +2 to your armor class. He actually does still hit you.
Cool.
But it's only 2 damage. And then he makes an athletics check to try to climb down the thing. 9. He falls.
Nice. Yeah, I want to. That's the guy I want to go after.
Armoros, would you roll 1d6 for me, please?
Sure. 6.
Oh, he takes 6 falling damage, twisting his ankle. All right, thug number 2 comes running over here and then takes a swing at you, Armoros. Let's see. He also has to make a dexterity saving throw. He succeeds. So then he makes 2 swings at you, hitting you with the second, but not the first.
Why not the first? Because of cover?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So he deals you 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So like, I'm assuming that this table is like pushed over and you're sort of like crouched behind it.
Yeah.
So he's not like on the table. It's like between the 2 of you. So you have like half cover from this melee attack. That's what's going on here. So you take 7 bludgeoning damage. And then Aya, it's your turn.
I'm going to launch another Eldritch Blast.
At thug number 1 with the hex on him.
I'm going to try to finish him off.
Do it to it. Oh, yeah. He's gone. Roll your d6 for hex.
Nice.
Plus 4, 14. He is dead. Just straight gone.
And as this happens, like, because the hex, the way it manifests this time is around his feet, you just see like gripping, like waterlogged hands clutching at his legs, like
Ooh.
kind of raking down. And as he dies, they like almost crawl forward through the ground and latch on to the second thug.
Nice.
So I can transfer my hex when someone dies. So
A bonus action, right? Yep.
yeah. So this
Fantastic.
they're like now clawing at this other dude's legs.
All right, Armoros, you're right in front of this thug, right across this table. He's, of course, also got this partial cover.
Yeah.
So he's got a 13 armor class.
I miss.
Do you want to spend your inspiration that you have for this fight?
For this fight, sure.
Totally. Okay, your 21 hits.
Oh, the 21 hits.
Yeah, totally. And then roll your damage.
8.
8 damage. Not quite, but he's looking very wounded. Sarek, are you going to finish anybody off?
Yeah, I want to shoot the sergeant.
Cool.
Or not.
Ooh. No,
Or I don't.
unfortunately not.
Or I don't.
Thug number 1 is dead. And Kara, it's your turn.
Yeah, I guess I'll just shoot at the. I guess I'll just try to kill thug number 2.
Cool.
My
cool.
short bow.
Not a bad choice. 23 nails him in the chest.
Get him.
5 piercing damage, sending him to the grave.
Bye-bye.
Guard Sergeant goes running across towards Armoros. Let's see if he dodges the lightning. Does. And then he makes a longsword attack, missing you. Then it's thug number 2. He's dead. Aya, back to you. Then Armoros. What do you do, Aya?
So the hands once again, since I guess I can only do that on a subsequent turn. So now is when I would have done it the first turn. So the hands once again, like it come like almost like a wave crawling across the ground and latch onto the guard sergeant's ankles. And then I'm going to hit him with an Eldritch Blast, which that's not going to hit.
No, unfortunately not.
No.
Armoros, you can respond to this guard sergeant who has his longsword out in your face. Oof.
Wow, look at that. What the fuck?
That's quite the spread on D20 is a 1 and a 20.
Wow.
Do you want to spend your action surge or anything like that?
No.
Okay,
This
Sarek.
is a cheap battle.
I'm going to
Take him out.
Yeah. I'm going to try. I'm going to.
All right. Oh,
Wow.
The guard sergeant's armor is strong. He's wearing chain shirt. And Kara.
Yep, let's shoot him.
Nailed it. And Kara with the short bow for the win, dealing exactly as much damage as health he had.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Fantastic. On the bodies of these 3, you find gold pieces, as always. Yep. 3d8. You get 8 gold pieces, so each of you gain 2. And then, I'm assuming you all climb up to the Patrician's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, you climb up. The room has been destroyed. The statue stands swung open, revealing this dark corridor behind it. So again, a fairly fine bedroom, but every article of furniture has been tossed or destroyed. On the right-hand wall, there's like a closet that has been opened and ransacked, and there's clothes that are strewn out of it. And on the left-hand side, there's this statue. Inside of a cupboard, there's this statue of a serpent. It has one sharp, wavy dagger tooth in its jaw, and there's a smear of blood on its tongue, and it stands open. Behind it, there is an open space leading into darkness. So what is your marching order for going into this area?
Have we been back down into the water weird room?
We have
You've not.
There was a door back there we have never once gone into.
Yeah,
No,
we
we should.
check
We
that
should.
out.
Do we want the relics first, or do we want this? Do we want the water? Because we have to refight the water weird.
You do know that there are relics, and you know the threats that face you if you go down this other place. If you explore in the direction of the water weird room, like you're exploring into the unknown.
We have no idea what's over there. We should
And you also
plan.
You're
you
right.
also did buy that spell, the Detect Good and Evil, that helps you locate the exact locations of those spirits.
What? Like, we won't go fight Dahaka, but I think we should see if we can get some relics and then double back to the water weird room.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds
There.
good.
So what's the marching order? Armoros in the front, Sarek, and Kara Aya?
Yeah.
I'd probably be second because I think Sarek usually takes up.
You guys can't see, right? If it's dark.
Yeah, I'll take up the rear to make
It's
sure
a
nothing
magical
like.
darkness. None of us can see.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
So let's see. Fighting those guards cost you 10 minutes. So that knocks down a time. And then you walk for a while until you hit this wall of darkness in front of you.
Mhm.
And then you push into it. So same thing as before. You're wandering forwards in the pitch black. Nobody can see anything. This magical darkness prevents any of you from seeing anything. And then you hear voices calling out from each side of you. And let's see. I think that I actually have a thing set up here. Oh yeah, let's do this. This is fun. Armoros, Aya, and Kara and Sarek. Get rid of Direwolf and Kara. Put these back on the GM layer so you can't see them. Get rid of Kelsey. Cool.
Fuck Kelsey.
Rip.
Wow.
Kelsey is gone.
Wow.
All right. Awesome. Here we are. You're in the approach of night.
Wow.
Wow. Cool. And as you walk forwards, you hear voices calling out from around you. Here's what they say.
You're free to pass.
You
Take
guys are pretty
magical
cool.
items.
Have this magical greatsword. One of them voices off to your left, Armoros, and it says, "The egg of creation cools."
Oh, the password. The password. Sarek,
That's like just your like opinion
read,
or something,
read the
man.
book.
And then a second voice from off to Sarek's right, "For the fire in the blood."
It's like the fire.
You can't read in the dark.
We memorized it. It's like the fire. The fire in the blood is like the fire in the sky.
Say, the fire in the blood is the egg fire.
That's right. It's the egg fire in the
Yeah.
sky.
Endless night swallows the day.
And the third voice echoes out next to you and Kara, "As endless night swallows the day."
Dahaka's gonna swallow us.
That's when they tell us to get out. Oh, they say intruders be gone from holy sanctum. Isn't that like,
So all four of you remember that this is in the book. One of you has it. It's probably still Aya. You still have the book with you. You pull it out, try to open it.
Oh, I gave it to Sarek.
Sorry, you pull it out, try to open it. You realize it's
illusion.
pitch black.
Yeah, it's pitch
You
black. We can't
the
see
words in the
anything,
book.
so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Just try to remember. Just make something up.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah. No.
They're
Sarek holds up.
waiting. There is a pregnant pause here in which you may still, for example, retreat. If
I was
you
gonna say, can we say hold please and just back up and read the book and then come back inside?
Yeah. No. Man.
Guys, we just walked in here. We could very easily just
Walk
go
out.
back out. Just turn
Take a
around.
peek at the book and then come back.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're actually right. We could very much just do that, right?
We could just
Wait.
take a couple steps
Turn
back.
around. I'm like pushing you out. I'm turn around. I'm just pushing you
It's
back out.
walk backwards.
Oh, get out of here.
All right, cool. So yeah, you all sort of like just 1 second. We'll be right back. You all walk back. It's not like instant. It's not like you just step in and then step out. It's like it takes you like a minute to walk back. But you get back to the light. Your passage is uncontested. Nobody attacks you. As you retreat, you step back into the dim light from the room up and above in the distance, and you pull open the book and you read the passage. Dahaka, in our hour of need, we reach out for your embrace. As the godhead of the world diminishes, so shall another ascend, and the chosen people of Dahaka shall make a home within the storm. The egg of creation cools, and all earth seeks your warmth. For the fire in the blood is as the fire of the sun. As endless night swallows the day, great Dahaka, swallow me.
Just memorize that.
If you all write it down on your character sheets, I will count that as your characters having memorized it, but I'm not going to write it in chat for you.
Cool,
okay,
thanks.
let's write it down. Okay.
The egg of creation cools, and all earth seeks your warmth.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next line after that?
For the fire in the blood is as the fire of the sun.
Okay.
Yep.
As endless night swallows the day,
Great Dahaka, swallow me.
Swallow me.
Okay, we got it.
Yep.
Someone in chat is asking how much time has passed. We have ticked down 2 ticks on the clock, which I realize is not on this.
I'm just imagining all of us in a circle.
Okay.
For the fire in the blood is as the fire of the sun.
The fire in the blood is fire in the sun. Fire in the blood is fire in the sun. Fire in the sun. As endless
Great
night
Dahaka,
swallows.
swallow me. Great Dahaka, swallow me.
All right.
It's a very normal thing to say.
Should we turn around and go back in now?
Yeah,
Just continue repeating it to ourselves as we walk.
We're ready. We're ready.
Awesome. You walk back into the darkness and pitch black just covers your eyes. You can see nothing. You're stumbling your way forwards with a hand on the wall, and suddenly a voice echoes out next to you. It says, oh my God, where the hell is it?
Look who forgot.
It says, the egg of creation cools.
And all earth seeks your warmth.
For the fire in the blood
Is as the fire of the sun.
as endless night swallows the day.
Great
Dahaka, swallow me.
Yeah, the voices sigh in satisfaction and they say, welcome to the ritual. And then they fade away. Fade away.
Yo, yeah, great.
All right. Should we continue walking into this magical
Yes,
darkness?
100%. Yeah.
Awesome. You proceed forwards. There's a long passageway. It does take you 10 minutes to walk down the length of this passageway. So now it's been half an hour. We've ticked down 3 ticks on the clock.
That's a long-ass passage.
You're at 7 out of 10. It's also like you're stumbling your way through the darkness. So like
takes a little while.
It's long, but it's also pitch black. It's hard to, you can't just like stroll. And then the darkness subsides. And you find yourself overlooking the Ring of Relics, as we discussed before. Let's get rid of Kairos and bring all of you back to your locations. And we've got an Ankara here as well. There's all of that. Here's Mr. Relic Keeper. Yeah. Cool. Here we are. You see in front of you this 15-foot wide corridor stretching around to the right and left with darkened glass in the center, and far on the opposite side, you can indeed see the telltale yellow glow of the candles on the back of the Relic Keeper walking slowly around the Ring of Relics. Tell me, friends, what do you want to do now?
Okay, Sarek, you go distract Relic Man. The 3 of us loot the fuck out of this place. We check every alcove and pick up anything that looks even mildly valuable, and I'll tell you if it'll actually help you beat that thing to death, Armoros.
Okay.
Yes?
Sure. Yes.
You've got this. And you have the magical scepter. If you're worried about the dude being like, you're not the patrician, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, I'm with the spell.
Yeah, Steven, I'll pull out the scepter and I want to use one charge. So I'm going to let you know my strategy so you can kind of figure out like how to help me here. I want to use one charge to increase the spell level of my
Let me tell you
charms.
what that does. It might not be valuable at the moment, actually, but let's double check.
Okay.
So charm person, you have GH, lots of O's, L's, chromatic, chill, charm. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it's charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
Sure.
The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. When you cast the spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, you can target one additional creature for each spell level above first.
So that's useless right now. Okay.
Right.
All right. So yeah, I'm going to go in and charm this dude, and then immediately use the a second charge to make him not realize he was charmed if it wears off.
Okay.
So
do you want to spend a charge to give him disadvantage on his saving throw?
Yes. Basically, can I guess what I'm trying to ask is, do I need to walk up to the dude and be like, disadvantage on your saving throw, charm? or can I like power it up like disadvantage, and then like
This is like the weird thing about spell casting a spell like charm person, right? Like spell casting is generally like, you can look at someone casting a spell and be like, they're casting a spell. That's kind of dangerous. But like spending charges from a magical item to do a thing is much more subtle. Basically, you will
Probably
it.
flourishing, right? You're probably like,
Right,
yes, I'm the patrician.
You will it, and then there's like this transformation where you teleport into a black negative void space. Rainbow colors flash around you. You whirl the scepter up over your head.
Sure,
Your clothes
and I
disappear, but we
get
can't
like
see
a
you
fabulous
because you're
outfit.
silhouetted by the magical, rays of the sun. A beautiful gown descends down over your body. It's got like frills and gold and like a bow at the throat. Okay. So you're going to go cast Charm Person, give him
Sailor
disadvantage,
Moon.
and make him not realize he was charmed when the spell wears off.
That's basically the gist. Yeah.
And the others of you are going to go like loot as much as you can. Okay. Jesse, let's start with you. You walk around the Ring of Relics until you see the Relic Keeper. What do you do?
Yeah, basically, I strut in there, and it doesn't take much for Sark to feel full of himself. So I walk in with the scepter out, with my crown on, with my glorious purple robes, and just like strut in like I actually own the place. And because I've been here before, I know where everything is. And I sort of like look over things. I'm like, yes, still in the place it was. And I look at the guy with the crazy mouth chest.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you there. And I walk towards him.
Yeah. Is this when you cast the spell?
Yeah, as I walk towards him, I'm like, come to me at once. And I sort of like bring yourself before me.
Okay, he's making a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage. The DC for this is 13. He fails. He rolls a 10. And so he sees you and he smiles, his grim, sallow face cracking in recognition as he sees you. He says, "Ah, yes, the Patrician. What can I do for you, great master?"
I'm bringing collectors to examine the artifacts. I need you to help them determine their wealth and value, and what should be removed and what should not.
Some of the items are to be removed.
Yes! We have big plans, ritual plans that must be done.
Separate from the ritual of summoning?
Oh, the ritual of summoning is only step one, my friend. Oh, there is much more that we must do this day.
Yes, of course.
to prepare for the kingdom after.
Yes, don't you see? There's much more you and I have to do.
Good. So he recognizes you as the patrician. He views you as a friendly acquaintance, but this guy's the relic keeper. It's literally in his name. He doesn't give away relics. He keeps them. Give me a persuade roll.
Yes, we'll see. We'll see about this. Persuasion.
Yeah, you can see he's not really on board. He says, I must protest. Please, if we could have but a moment, perhaps go confer with our compatriots downstairs. Surely we can come to some sort of arrangement.
I am the patrician. They confer with me. I do not confer with them.
Yes, of course. You see, it's just that I'm sure the high priest would want to know where the relics are being taken and where I will be as I go with them to keep them.
Don't you understand? The high priest already knows. I have been assigned this task, and so have you. We must work together. You are the keeper, and you must keep an eye on them. This is true. But the others must not know, and you must not tell them what we do with them.
Then I'm going with them, with the relics.
Jesse, you failed the roll.
That doesn't necessarily mean like shit is bad, right? It's just like he's not fully convinced. But in the meantime, I want to know what the rest of you are doing.
Go eyes. I'm looking for shiny.
Lots of people are like, being charmed should give him advantage, but literally charm person just means the person regards you as a friendly acquaintance. It's not like some magical compulsion to like agree with everything the person says. It's way toned down from earlier editions of Dungeons and Dragons. So like, this is like if your boss came up to you and was like, hey, that thing you've been working on for 5 months, we're going to throw it out. And like, not even your boss, but like another person at the company that you've seen around that's like, maybe your boss or maybe like in the chain of command, they're like, hey, we're going to throw out that work you've been doing for 5 months. So like, find another thing to do. So like, there's an element of convincing that actually has to happen here.
I have a new strategy. I have a new strategy when we come back to it. Don't you worry.
Good. Sark is doing a good job, but the rest of you have a lot of time to go check shit out.
Yeah, I was going to say, this dude's eating this shit up. So first off, you see Aya smirk. Yeah. Because the plan worked. And you also see her like, finger gun at Sarek because she's very proud right now from across the room, just like, fool that motherfucker. And immediately cast Detect Magic and start looking for like something valuable. Yeah,
where are you going?
I am going to, I don't know, how do you want to split up, team? There's a lot of these little alcoves to check.
You have Detect Magic. I don't, but I can like physically look for stuff. So you tell me where you would like me to go start looking, and I'm happy to do it.
I think I'm gonna start over here, closer to the relic keeper, and then maybe Armoros and Ankara can start checking over here.
Okay.
Cool. Go ahead and move yourselves to your current locations. So Aya, over in that alcove, you see.
Where am I going?
Yeah, totally. You see a potion sitting on top of a pedestal enclosed in a ring of glowing runes. And the runes on the floor are magic, and they are evocation magic. And the potion itself is a thick blue potion enclosed in crystal glass with a serpent head stopper. And this is a transmutation magic emanating from the potion inside of this ring on this pedestal.
Okay.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Okay. I can do that. Except I close my character sheet when I move my character.
Got him.
Let's see here. There we go. Did you say Arcana?
Arcana. Ooh, yeah, like some runes on the floor. You don't know what they do, but they're runes.
Last time I stepped on blue runes, I got electrocuted, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's no problem. In the meantime, Sarek and Kara, the two of you go examine this other area.
Armoros?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Ankara and Armoros. And in the center of the room on a pedestal, there's this, it's like dangling shroud of delicate crystal chimes hangs in a curtain, like a bead curtain in a circle around a center item, tinkling delicately.
Armoros went the opposite direction. Which room?
Armoros went a different place. Okay. Sorry. Ankara, this is what you see. There's this bead curtain of delicate crystal chimes hanging from the ceiling surrounding a jade ring, a serpent ring.
A serpent ring.
It looks valuable.
It's the ring of sterility.
When
you put it on.
Is there any way that I can kind of
or the opposite,
know what it is or whether it's safe to?
Maybe you put it on your serpent. And then
do you? Yeah.
First cock ring.
The python. Do you have any like spells or anything for identifying or detecting magic or anything like that?
No,
give me like an Arcana check.
Okay.
She does have women's intuition, Stephen. How far will that get us?
Not far, it doesn't look like.
Not far enough.
Nice.
So that's all you know.
Okay.
You don't know if it's magical. You only see it. Are you reaching through this curtain of chimes, crystal chimes?
Yeah.
Okay, you just reach your arm in and your arm brushes against the chimes and they tinkle and make a musical sound that's quite audible. And you pick up the jade serpent ring and you tuck it in your pouch. This is it's a trivial item. It doesn't count against your carrying capacity at all.
Cool.
Armoros, what you see is a pedestal, and on the pedestal is a fine wrought mahogany box, open, with black velvet lining inside of it. There is an empty setting place in the center of the box for a prism or gemstone.
But there's not one?
But there is not one.
I said to loot this stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
I grabbed the box.
You grab the box. Fantastic.
And I walk to the next alcove.
Awesome. Which way are you going? Up north?
Up and away, this way, like
cool.
This.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, so hopping back over to Ankara. Ankara, in here. Wait, which one are you? Yeah, you're that one.
Moved up, yeah.
In here, there is a sealed cabinet sitting on the floor of pure crystal, and it looks like it's fitted into iron. It's enclosed, it's sealed, and in the center of the cabinet, resting on the floor, is a flail. The ball of the flail is molded as if it's a ball of serpents, all coiled up within each other, and the spikes of the flail are fashioned to look like fangs.
Ooh. But there's no way to open this?
Empty mahogany box.
It doesn't look like there are any hinges or anything like that.
How heavy is this?
Wait, as a point of information, and I might be confusing something here.
Yeah.
Wasn't there the water weird? Wasn't it emanating out of some type of cube?
There was a crystal cube that the water weird was stored in, and then y'all broke the cube and let out the water weird. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait. So if it reset, would it still be in the cube?
Cube is square, circle is circle, and then.
Yeah.
But also bicycles have two, and if there's two of the one.
Bicycles have three.
I mean. Oh.
While you are thinking about the box and the flail, the box does appear to be bolted to the floor. While you are thinking about the box and the flail, in the meanwhile, Armoros is examining a staff standing upright in the center of the floor. Faint lines in the stone show that the fit stones on the floor all converge on its location, as if they're like triangles of stone filling the center of the floor. And the floor in this room is exceptionally clean. As you look into the room, you can see the floor is exceptionally clean.
I will.
The staff is carved in the shape of a serpent.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to place both my hands on the shaft.
So you're just walking forwards into the room?
Yep.
Dope. Well, the floor drops out beneath you. Armor.
Uh-huh.
You fall 20 feet down.
Speaking
into a
of shafts,
pit.
you just got shafted.
And as you land, you hear like crunching and hissing, and you are now surrounded by a swarm of poisonous snakes. I think that's where we should pick up. Actually, first of all, you do take 1d6 falling damage. 5 falling damage. And I think that's where we should pick up next time. The Relic Keeper hears the tinkling of chimes and is talking with Sarek, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Armros has just fallen down in a pit, and Kara's looking at a crystal cabinet with a flail in it. And Jesse, why don't I let you take us around the table for goodbyes?
You forgot one detail, though. I am in a pit, but I do have an empty mahogany box, so checkmate, motherfuckers.
All right, let's do this thing. Let's see what everyone's up to this week before we wrap this bad boy up. Bronze, what's going on with you?
What's going on with you?
Hi, hello. My new project just went live, Relics and Rarities.
So cool.
Yeah. We premiered the first episode on Monday. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a D&D show that was pre-recorded. It's not live streamed. With people like Deborah Ann Wall, Tommy Walker, Matthew Lillard, Kevin Smith, Simone Missick, Charlie Cox. So tons of cool people.
Charlie
and I'm
what?
one of Charlie Cox.
Okay.
Cox.
Is that Jesse's father?
Yeah, yes.
I wish. I want Daredevil to be my daddy.
So say we all.
And I'm a regular cast member on that. So if you enjoy that type of thing, for now it's on alpha. I don't know if there's plans to release it elsewhere. But yeah, for now it's on alpha. So that's me. You can also find me on my own channel. I'm that bronze girl. So yeah, hi. Hello.
Hey, Bronze, can I ask you a question? Just real quick. When you're role-playing with the cast of Daredevil, do you bring up cock rings to them often, or is it just for us? Is it just an
When
us
you're
thing?
playing with Deborah Ann Wall, do you complain about
Have you said the word? Have you said the words cock ring to Deborah?
Yeah.
I didn't say the word cock ring here. I said you could put it on your serpent.
Right.
You should tune in. I bet Bronze Girl's like hilarious. Like I can't wait. I mean, very vanilla Bronze Girl. Like,
just like really excited to be there.
I should cast this power?
Oh my goodness! I sure do love some Dungeons and Dragons.
Is she a goddess, Moon Lady? Let's respect her authority and question nothing. Okay, let's just do that. So brave.
My character on Relics and Rarities is actually more like Armros. I rolled very poorly with my int. So
His name is
Half-orc.
Legoros.
Yeah, she's a half-orc barbarian named Beryl.
Ooh.
Like the gem.
Nice.
Barrel.
Like the keg. Yeah, Beryl, like the gem.
yeah.
And she talks like this. So
So go
And
check
she
it out.
loves cock rings. That's a character
Are
choice.
you drinking a martini?
Oh my god, I love
Oh my God.
cock ring. And now, Britt, what's going on with you this week?
I mean, not a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm still me. I'll always let you know. I won't let you know if I'm not.
I love you people.
Hanging out. This was really fun. I missed you guys a lot, and today was awesome as always. And I'm not streaming anything.
Wow.
Working at Twitch, making sure you guys can stream your stuff. So please go watch all of my friends' things that they're streaming.
Hang on. Britt's being really humble here. Let's two things. One, Britt's fully responsible for Twitch EU, TwitchCon EU. So let's just give her
All right, listen.
Also, this is the first week in 2019 that Britt has managed to be healthy, so she made it to the show. Can we second round of applause, please? Thank you, Britt.
Thank you so much for announcing that, both of those items. Please watch my friends Jesse and Bronze on their streams.
Whoa!
When they
Whoa!
and
That's
I'm
doing
probably
something
gonna have
dumb with little plastic men.
Heck yeah, I am.
to- And I don't know. That's it. See you next week.
Jeff, what are you up to this week?
Oh, thank you, Jesse. just want to give, I just every week I get to sit here and I think to myself, my friends are so smart, they're so talented, they're such beautiful people, and I have such a good time. So just want to thank you guys for including me in this 3-hour window of time where we do what we just did, which was we spent some time in a well.
And then you debated about the goddess of the moon.
We debated about the goddess of the moon.
Yep.
And then I fell into a pit with snakes, and I presume that I'm pretty dead. So thank you guys. Thank you. I leave for Las Vegas tomorrow. I'm going to be commentating the Las Vegas Open, which is the biggest Warhammer 40K tournament ever. There is like 700 players in the actual tournament itself, and then there's a bunch of people attending the con. And I'll be commentating it, so I'll tweet it out, of course, and probably host on my channel, that kind of stuff. But it'll be on the Warhammer channel on Twitch if you want to check it out. It's Warhammer 40K. It's really fun. Could be cool. If you're not into it, that's okay too. You do you. You do whatever it is you do. And I'll be back next week and ready for some more Sunfall Cycle, and I'll be streaming it up and stuff. You guys have a great weekend.
That's awesome, dude. Steve, what's going on with you, sir?
I got nothing going on, but you should definitely follow me on Twitter. Silent Osiris, the O is a 0, and I love this show, and y'all crushed it, so I can't wait to see what comes out of the amazing situation you're in at the beginning of next week. I'm super hyped.
Well, that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Immediately after this, shameless promotion. Resident Evil 2 Clear Run. Thanks to AMD. Hey, AMD, they got them graphics cards. And right now, you can get a good deal on them games when you get them graphics cards. So we'll talk about that later. But that's it for this show. Thank you, guys. And I'll see y'alls next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze. We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze. Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze.
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
Yeah, now sing the music.
Bring the strippers and booze. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. You got